Hola, amigos argentinos. Espero que todos están lo mejor es posible en esta época de pandemia. As some of you know, last March I had planned on returning to Buenos Aires to greet old friends, reacquaint myself with places and people that I had met, revisit the places and the events that happened to me, and offer as much assistance as I could in the trial of Officer Oscar Chocobar. Of course, all was canceled due to COVID, and now is not the time to do any international travel and return back to Argentina. But I trust that the court will allow me to testify remotely, and I look forward to doing so. For now, I have this to say. On the famous street corner that celebrates the wonderful neighborhood of La Boca, I collapsed and said my goodbyes to the world and those that I loved. Every day I remember the horror and the fear of dying that pulsed through my veins as I ran down that alleyway in panic. Yet I also revel in the glory of survival upon waking up in the hospital days later, safe. As I lay on the cold concrete sidewalk awaiting death, a lone officer, Oscar Chocobar, along with a few outstanding citizens of La Boca that had witnessed my attack, quickly came to my aid. They called emergency medical services and pursued my attackers. Without hesitation or worry for their own safety, they went into action. They did the right thing. The wonderful and dedicated people of Argerich Hospital knew upon my arrival into the ER that it was a long shot, truly a lost cause, as my dear friend Dr. Chinil Ponce has told me. Yet again, without hesitation or concern that they were wasting time, energy, or precious resources, they went in for the strenuous fight and saved my life. They did the right thing. After almost 3 years, my life goes on and always positive. An occasional nightmare, but most often pleasant dreams. Yet the people of Argentina are still dealing with this tragedy directly. Now, after the back and forth of political opinions and strategies, social media warfare of what is justified and prudent, and various court maneuvers, it seems that the trial is finally at hand. I'm uncertain as to why, but it seems to me the decision to have the trial of Officer Chocobar simultaneously with that of the assailant was done rather audaciously. It will compare one who collaborated in the plunging of a knife nearly a dozen times into the chest of an innocent victim with the actions of a dedicated citizen and officer of the law trying to apprehend dangerous people. Perhaps it is an absurd attempt to equalize them in the eyes of society, culture, and the law, in raising the assailant up and belittling the public servant. During my convalescence in Buenos Aires, I was treated marvelously by everyone that I met. People would apologize for what had happened to me and do everything they could to try to make amends. Their pride was evident in their disgust at the viciousness of the attack, as well as their desire for me to know that Argentina was so much more than that, a place of fascination with a culture that celebrates all of life's beauty. Almost daily, I still get messages from people trying to get to know me better and become friends. I know that Argentines understand what is at stake here and know what is right. I have sincere hope that the tribunal of judges, whom are indeed concerned Argentine citizens as well, will, with a dedicated service to all people, do the right thing. Lastly, I have to offer my sincere condolences to the family of Officer Juan Pablo Roldan. His story powerfully brings back my own memories. I know his last moments were horrific, but I also know he died bravely. Like Officer Chocobar, he was a tremendous asset to the people of Buenos Aires and all of Argentina. Gracias por todo, Argentina. Espero con ansias el día en que puede visitarlos una vez más en paz y armonía. Adiós.